Now, when we have quantitative data, and it's either continuous or discrete, that's going to decide how we present our results as a scientist. So if we do have continuous data, if we're measuring the time or we're measuring the speed or the height of something, it's important that we present that data as a line graph. And irrespective of how we're performing the experiment, what we really need to do is we need to always put the independent variable, so that's the thing that we are going to change, on the x-axis. So down here in this experiment, I'm going to put the thing I'm going to change. I'm going to see how fast things go over a period of time. So I'm going to look at it over time. So I'm changing the time, and that goes on the x-axis. And then the thing that I'm going to measure, so the dependent variable, always goes on the y-axis. So in this experiment, it's how fast I go over time. But that's also a really, really important concept. So continuous data is presented as a line graph, and discrete data is presented as a bar graph. And once again, the things that I'm going to change goes on the x-axis. So down here, this is in fact countries. So I'm going to look at Australia or South Africa or the United States or Japan. And I can't have half Canada, half Australia. You are either the country Australia or the country Canada. So that's why it's presented as a bar graph. And then again, the dependent variable, so the thing that I'm going to measure, so this might in fact be something like, this might be the population. So the population of these countries is what we're going to measure, and that goes on the y-axis. So the key concepts there is really that if you've got some quantitative data, if it's continuous, like time, it can change at any little fraction, time or weight or distance, you should present it as a line graph. And if you've got some discrete data, so the types, if you've got John doing something and Kate doing something, then they're two different people. They would have to go in their own separate bars. So how strong is John? How much weight can John lift? How much weight can Kate lift? Well, you can't have halfway between John and Kate, so they would form two bars on a bar graph. And the independent variable always goes on the x-axis, so the thing that you change, and the dependent variable, the thing that you measure, is always going to go on the y-axis. So that's really about data and how you present it.